Lady Mjolnir and her wonderful husband, another great couple. Thank God they met, and wonderful family. Super chatting 3 times on the familiar alternative, $10 each super chat. Thank you so much. And if you didn't intend 3 super chats, I will refund. Just let me know. Writing here, hi, Jason. Not sure if you've covered this before, but Mr. Mjolnir and I would love to hear your thoughts on Slacktivists versus activists within our sphere. Well, I've never heard Slacktivist before, but let me check this screen really quick. It is giving me a bit of a... Looks like you all are still hearing me okay. Is everybody still hearing me okay? Let me know if you can. Thomas in Pain is here. That's great. A great name. If you all are still hearing me all right, let me know. I see JK160 is here. So you all must be hearing me. So, because he says, what is a Slacktivist? Okay, good. I'm getting a little bit of an incorrect signal from one of the choke points. So I'm happy to see that everything's okay. Slacktivist. I'm guessing that a slacktivist is the opposite of the activist. Somebody who is, perhaps like I was talking about earlier in this stream, somebody who is doing very, very little, slacking off, as we say here in the States, and rather than getting out there, making things happen, like the wonderful people, Samantha Fox, she comes across these painted stones everywhere she goes that say no white guilt and go free and all of these website addresses. It's amazing. She's a very lucky woman. Came across a boulder that somebody had taken some soils, like perhaps it was a clay, and had written, what was it, go free or something on this giant stone. Very lucky woman. And she has asked for, she said she found a place where it's completely lawful to pass out leaflets, and has asked for some of these leaflets that John provided out of the goodness of his heart on his dime, and made these leaflets with his time and purchased them, cut them up, shipped them to me on his dime. And she's going to be having some of these other folks who are here. I don't know. I won't mention your names just in case. I thanked you all the other night, by the way, though. Passing out leaflets, that's activism. That's consciously doing something. That was what I talked about with K-Mac's question earlier about what can we do? What can be some New Year resolutions for 2020? And that I suggested was making a resolution to get at least once a week, go to one of these other spheres in the white positive sphere that are close to us and yet different. People indulging politics, civil war, craven-ism, hiding out forever until people like us save them, I guess. Go to those people and message them. So that would be activism. Go into their threads and say, look, this is one thing you can, if you want to indulge that, fine, but also do this, because this is something that is real, working, happening now, community growing. So let's do something revolutionary rather than the same old tired nonsense childishness. So that is all speaking to the slacktivism versus activism. You are not, and this is something that I will also say to it, and you can share with these people, you're not doing anything for white well-being, for white positivity. You're not an advocate for white well-being or an advocate for white positivity or whatever name you want to call yourself. If your participation is restricted to or narrowed to or consists of nothing more than watching content producers, you're doing nothing. If it consists of nothing more than buying books and reading books from content producers, if it consists of nothing more than reading articles by content producers, if it consists of nothing more than sitting around and pedantically prattling because you have a fabulous mind and education, and it just is so stimulating for you to hear such conversation and to have such conversation, you are doing nothing. You're doing nothing if you are stocking up your house with boxes and boxes of tens of thousands of dollars worth of MREs and toilet paper that are going to go bad. I've told these stories of these actual lives ruined because of people who have wasted their whole lives. You know how long the end of America and the end of the world, the end of this and the end of that has been predicted again and again and again and again and again and again. You're doing nothing for white positivity for our people. You are a slacktivist in those cases. You're doing nothing if whether that consists of being a craven who's just going to go hide out on your own, or whether you're going to go out and do similar activities, but also talk about like a bunch of little geeks or something. You're going to talk about the Civil War. You're going to talk about fourth generation warfare. These people who talk about fourth generation warfare all day long, they misapply this label because it sounds important. It is a very interesting concept, and they want to take it and then apply it to this whole idea of secession, of civil war, of somehow they say this, couple of guys, groups of guys here and there with hunting rifles or whatever it might be, and then next part of the formula is war with the United States of America, and then the next part of the formula is fourth generation warfare equals victory. That's what they do to people. That's criminal. That is abuse. When you lead our people down such ignoble and incorrect thinking. And all of that process, by the way, is a process that is slacktivism. They are not actually doing anything. This planning and maybe putting up a map in the basement and putting pins on where you might bug out if the or not if, but when somebody blows up, so many feet of railroad, and then suddenly the country will be embroiled and all of this will just fall because fourth generation warfare. They don't understand what fourth generation warfare is, and they count on you not understanding what it is either. The creator of the concept, the most prolific writer of the concept, is William Lind. I worked with Bill. I sat in his office day after day, and we had conversations about this kind of thing. This is not fourth generation warfare. These people are imbeciles. And when they are making money off of those folks who are being misled into slacktivist activities, those people are merchant right, they're bastards, and they should be called out on it. So if they're making money off of these folks, their angst about what's happening, their angst about the changing demographics, if they're just making money off it and they're not giving these people productive things that they can do to recapture our destiny, they're merchants, they're bastards, and they should be called out on it. It's worse when they give people a formula that will land folks in jail. You're not going to be able to blow up 4 feet of railroad or knock down a cell phone tower somewhere and kick off some sort of war that will be won like this. There's no war won like that. Everyone would die. If it would be so, it is so ridiculous to talk about these things. So when you see these childish things going on, this is slacktivism, what these folks are indulging in. There are other terms for it. Quietism. We very often see that. That's actually, I don't think slacktivist is in the dictionary, but quietism is. And you see this a lot in Christianity. Regrettably, the Christianity of the Judeo-Christianity of today. And I guess on Christmas Day, it's pertinent to mention that, because you have these people who say, even though better Christians than them in the past would say, look at what has become of the world. We need to be out every day stopping this from happening. Instead, today, they say, just get on your knees and be a spoiled child and beg that your Father in heaven will just take care of it for you. That's quietism, and that is absolutely pathetic. So no creator is going to look down and indulge spoiled children. He might come to the aid of heroes in their hour of need, but he's not going to indulge any spoiled brats. Please do it for us. Get off your knees. Be a hero. So you have this escapism of various types, escapism into makeup tutorials, for our women, and regrettably for some of our men. We have escapism into video games, escapism into pornography. We had a question about pornography. All of this, I guess, is the slacktivism. They know what's going on, and they believe they are participating by engaging in activities that accomplish nothing. This is like these work projects, and where it's just digging a ditch and filling in another ditch, and then back and forth. There's no actual work being done. You have a job to do as a participant in service to white well-being. What is that job? It should spring to mind right away, right as I ask that question, especially here on Christmas Day, Christmas night for many of us, and Boxing Day for some. It should spring right to mind. What is your job? It is to help our brothers and sisters go free. There are so many ways you can be out doing that. Do not contemplate what's going on in the government. You have no power. Do not listen to content creators who are going to wax on and off all day long like they did in the Karate Kid about this politics, this, that politics, that. You are wasting your time. Get to doing something that will help our brothers and sisters go free. Don't worry about what one branch can do to another branch of government. Don't worry about what one party is able to do to another party. Don't worry about a possible civil war. Don't contemplate any of these stupid things that are going, in their result, in their effect, cause you to sit right on your ass and not do a thing for our people. That is, I assume, what slacktivism is, from Lady Mjolnir and her wonderful husband. Thank you both for those super chats, and I